Welcome, hello, and welcome to our stream. We are Untold Stories Project, a small independent tabletop RPG channel, and our goal is to highlight some games and settings that we don't feel get as much love as others, and so that leads us to tonight. Tonight is our first night of our new campaign, Born of Rage, a Werewolf the Apocalypse game set in White Wolf's World of Darkness. For those unfamiliar with the World of Darkness, this is a horror setting where the players take on the roles of as monsters. In this case, members of the Gru, better known as werewolves to the rest of the world. Since this is a horror setting, though, that does mean that we will be dealing with blood and gore, and along with elements of body and psychological horror. I wanted to call that out ahead of time, just in case that isn't an element you're comfortable with. Then I wanted to mention that beforehand for those tuning in. With that, let's jump in. My name is Jonesy, and I'll be your storyteller for this evening's game. With We'll be using the Werewolf 20th Anniversary Edition with a few minor tweaks here and there, mostly to make it a little bit easier for streaming. And when those come up, I'll try to make a point of calling them out when we do those tweaks. And now with that, let's go ahead and meet our pack. Pack members, can you do me a favor? When you introduce yourselves, please let the table know your name, your character's name, your tribe, and your auspice. Along with that, please give a brief physical description of what your character looks like. So, with that, do you want to start us off, Darren?
Yeah. So hi, I'm Alex. I'm the author of The Magician's Sin, as well as the GM for the Titan City Chronicles here at the Untold Stories Project. I don't have much werewolf experience, but I love Vampire the Masquerade. I will be playing as Darren Schaefer, Get of Fenris Arun. Darren Schaefer is 29, going on 64. He might have been handsome if the world hadn't chewed on him so much. He's got close-cut brown hair, a permanent 5 o'clock shadow, and sleep-deprived brown eyes weighed down with dark bags. His muscular body is constantly snapped at attention with a serious square posture. He wears a white button-up with the sleeves rolled up, revealing hairy arms. Dark chest hair peaks just over his black tie, and he wears black slacks. A 44 Magnum is holstered at his belt, and he constantly smells of cigarette smoke and teakwood cologne. That's Darren.
Wow. That's a tough act to follow. So I'm Aaron. This is my first time showing up here with the Untold Stories Project. I've been gaming for over 30 years. Werewolf is one of my favorite games, but I kind of thought I was never going to get to play it again, so I'm thrilled to be here tonight. I will be playing the role of Kennedy. Kennedy is a Fianna Galliard. She is an athletic young woman. She has bright red hair and brown eyes, but don't you dare call her a Weasley. She is lithe with a dancer's build. Her features are finely defined with eyes that sparkle and a slightly upturned nose. Her ears have 6 piercings on the right side and 7 on the left, with a small stud in her right nostril. Before finding out that she was a member of the Gru, she was an Irish dancer and should have been dancing at Worlds this year. And then the first change happened on her, so she didn't get to do that, and that pisses her off quite a great deal. So she likes to wear leather and black, but will never wear blue jeans. And you wouldn't catch her dead in a dress unless it is during a competition.
Next, Sophie? Pia?
It's me. I was looking at the order, and anyway, my name's Rowan, and I'm going to be playing Safia, or Fia. It's probably what we're going to go by. It's a little bit difficult to remember. But I am the one who's been posting all of the really obnoxious stuff to Twitter and Facebook and Reddit. So thanks for listening to me, because I'm just hitting buttons and hitting send. But I'm going to be playing a Silent Strider Theurge, based off of my inability to remember that word. You can probably guess this is my first time playing werewolf or anything from this sort of genre, so pretty excited about that. But Fia is a athletic build. She's a runner, cross country runner. She's been long distance marathon-ish runner her whole life. So pretty slim, and she runs for NYU, or she has a scholarship. No notable, she has a scar now, but nothing really noticeable there. Her hair is usually back, and she has a messenger bag almost constantly on her person. So that's Fia.
And last but not least,
Hello, my name is Brian. I'm just part of the Untold Stories project here. My accomplishments are a semester of college, a little bit of enthusiasm, and today I'm going to be playing, well, today and onwards, I'm going to be playing Killian, who is legally distinct from Riverdale. He is a lanky little e-boy who's just trying to get out into the world and just get his life taken care of. He's not the bravest, he's not the fastest, but he sure is here.
and what is his tribe and auspice?
And he is a glasswalker, so he is IT Werewolf, and he will be trying his best to help his friends through the concrete jungle.
And your auspice?
Auspice, you know what? I just turned into a werewolf a couple days ago. It's a little foggy in my brain.
Ragabash.
Ragabash. Ragabastard, as some would say. But I am here.
Excellent. So thank you for that. So our pack has, as they've kind of noted, they are a bunch of young cubs. They have just recently gone through their first changes and have found themselves in or around the city of New York. Some of them natives of New York, some of them visiting New York when the first change overtook them, and they have been found and taken in by the members of the Sept of the Green. The Sept of the Green is located in the heart of New York City, hidden in the shadows of Central Park. The Sept is the home and heart of the werewolf society in the area. There are several other Septs hidden throughout New York State and elsewhere throughout the world. With that, they have been given a little bit of Guru 101 from the elders and have slowly becoming accustomed to who and what it means to be Guru. You have found yourselves a couple days prior having been approached by a local Shuttlelord elder by the name of DeMarcos, who first pulled you aside and introduced you to each other, kind of giving you a heads up that you will soon be going on your Rite of Passage. Kind of alluding to the fact that some of the other elders like to spring this on the cubs without giving them a heads up or introducing them to the rest of their would-be pack mates until the last minute. He wanted to tip the scales a little bit more in your favor. So a couple days ago, he sent you on a messenger mission to go and recover an item from one of his local contacts. Along that mission, you did stumble across a rather twisted rat-like creature in the sewers of, in the subways tunnels of New York. And when you got to the contact's home, you found that he had been murdered. You did manage to recover the stashed away journal that DeMarcos was wanting to get his hands on, and you were able to bring it back to him. He did tell you in a couple of days that the elders would be gathering you to send you on your Rite of Passage. And kind of to expect the unexpected. That was 3 days ago. Since then, you have been kind of prepping, I would guess. Is there any specific tasks you want to do before the elders call you to the Sept? It is late fall. It is early fall in the New York City, so it's still warm during the days, but the evenings do have a bite of to them. And the last couple of days, the weather has taken a serious turn for the worst, getting much colder out and just wet and gray and overcast.
Darren has just sort of been patiently waiting down at the Sept of the Green, waiting for this all to sort of come to a head, do whatever the elders want us to do. And he's been sort of angrily wondering what his new life is going to be in this new state that he's found himself.
Killian's just at home packing a backpack. He's got his trail mix, he's got his USB, he's got his new tiny computer, and he's just reloading his Glock in case anything goes down.
Safia has just been trying to keep a low profile at school. She hung out with Kennedy for a bit, but I assume Kennedy went home at some point. And just kind of trying to figure out some of the scheduling conflicts that this is going to give to track and cross-country stuff.
Yeah, Kennedy did go back to Safia's apartment after our little pre-Rite of Passage night. But yeah, she would have gone back to stay with the Rileys. Although she probably swings by because it's nice to have someone who is her age to talk to instead of the horde of not Weasleys in the house, who are all, under 13. So, finding someone who is about my age and also a guru instead of lots and lots of children is a welcome distraction.
She would probably challenge you to make sure you learn how to climb up the side of the apartment building as opposed to using the door, both because why not, and because she doesn't really want people to ask questions at all about anything currently.
That's fine. I'm an athletico. I can climb.
So in the couple days, you guys kind of set a little routine, kind of keep an eye out. Eventually, a messengers does arrive requesting your presence at the Sept. It is early one evening, shortly after sunset. The gibbous moon is high in the air. As you approach the Sept, inside, once you get into the grounds of the Sept and away from the prying eyes of the mortal world, off in the distance you can see the skyscrapers of New York City, but quickly they get lost behind the trees and the park itself, almost taking you out of the city. It's in a sort of surreal kind of way. You do get approached by a young man named Micah. He is a Bonar. He is one of the younger Bonar, and Micah has been sort of a gopher and a slash assistant for Mother Larissa, the elder of the highest ranking elder in the Sept. Micah kind of approaches you. Greetings, everyone. I take it means you got the message.
Hi.
Is it time?
Yeah, I'm supposed to take you to one of the buildings so you guys can relax and prepare mentally before you start. Yeah.
I don't suppose you're allowed to tell us anything.
Not really. Yeah, I'm not really supposed to.
Figured as much, but it couldn't hurt to ask.
You're not really supposed to tell us, but who's really watching?
Well, yeah. Kind of looks around. You never know. It's Mother Larissa. She's got eyes and ears everywhere, and yeah, I'd rather not risk it.
Okay, so we're not
I understand.
killing somebody, is what you're saying.
Only you.
Whoa.
Whoa!
Whoa.
Yeah, wait a minute. Is this a blood sacrifice sort of thing?
Whoa, that's not fair.
Maybe.
Generally not. More
Kind
of a
attack.
you seem like the Boy Scout type. More of a like survival camp sort of thing.
Oh, so we have to sleep in the cabin in the woods. We're getting hazed.
How long is this going to take? Just out of curiosity. I feel like we haven't really gotten a good explanation on how much of our other life, I guess, at this point, how much this is going to take out of that.
Most of it.
Cool.
Pretty sure my mom thinks I'm dead.
I lost my job.
I
Well-
told my mom I'm at Kyle's house, so
I have no idea who my mom is, but I have a scholarship, and without that, I'm probably never going to get a job. So neat.
What was your scholarship for? Running? You were going to get a job anyway.
she could
Excuse
work
me?
at the postal service.
I was never going to get a job, says the cop. Air quotes.
Detective.
This PI in his coat right there.
Whatever.
Well-
Micah, where's Mother Larissa? Take
So-
us to her.
This way. Yes, this way. And he takes you trudging across the Sept to an old storage building. So you're supposed to go in here and wait in here.
All right, we'll wait.
So he ushers you in. Like I said, it's literally an old storage building. It has got one little low hanging bare bulb. Clicks on. It's maybe 30 watt. It just sends this kind of dingy yellowish light across the room. It's hard concrete floor, and that's pretty much it. Some crates and some boxes and stuff like that, and some gardening equipment. But so he opens it up and says, "Yeah, you're supposed to wait in here, and then they're gonna send someone when they're ready."
Right, we'll wait.
Cool.
So in you go, and you sit, and you sit, and you sit.
I'm going to
I'm
light a
putting
cigarette.
earbuds and start just dancing to wait.
Killian, did you ever get a new hat?
Maybe.
I'm wearing your hat now.
Yeah, well, maybe I have a drawer full of hats, maybe.
Just reach into my bag and put it on. I wasn't wearing it when I got here, but just
Well,
sitting
good,
here.
because it's cold. Now wear it. Shut up.
So it was early evening when you arrived. You've been ushered in. Several hours go by. It is now late in the evening. City outside has kind of become a dim hum in the distance, and everything else seems to be relatively quiet. You haven't seen or heard anyone else come by this dingy room or this storage room in several hours. And as you're sitting there, you eventually do hear a click, pop, as the latch on the door pops open, and the doors kind of swing open.
I'm going to stand behind Aaron.
I'll go up to meet it.
So as you go forward, it's dark outside. Don't see anyone.
Do I smell anyone?
Go ahead and make me a perception check if you like. It would be intelligence.
Perception plus alertness or intelligence plus something else?
Oh, sorry. Yes. Perception plus alertness.
And what's the difficulty?
For this, we're gonna say 8.
Hey guys, this is the first roll of our campaign. I hope I don't screw it up.
Woo!
Oh, you're screwing it up.
Show me a fat crit.
1 success.
It's a success.
Excellent. Yeah. So for this game, we do roll your stat plus your ability to get your and then against the target number. So in this case was 8, and you got 1 success. So you do get a faint smell of wet fur, but you don't recognize it. It's not someone's scent you recognize.
I'd say there's some wet dog out here, but I'm sure that's most of us.
Dog is in mutt or dog is in big scary dog?
I don't know. I just smell it. I can't see anybody out here. If you're here, quit messing with us.
Wow, does that work
that's the way
in the
to find
detective world?
bottom.
We're not in the detective world anymore, Fia.
Well, then where did you learn to do such a terrible technique?
Probably the Marine Corps.
Fair.
Darren, how far away did that dog smell?
Close.
Here, I got an idea. I'm gonna go ahead and go into my backpack. I looked something up the other day, and I went to the pet store, and I got this. And I'm gonna pull out a dog whistle.
Oh, I really wouldn't do that.
I think that's a good idea.
Is that going to hurt all of us?
I
Well,
have
it's good as
no
a-
idea.
But it's going to make a lot of people very angry.
How did we get kicked out of Werewolf Society?
Dog whistle.
On a stretcher?
No.
If you're going to sniff around, maybe we should change.
Ugh, I hate doing that.
Change?
Kennedy's going to shift to Lupus, or at least attempt to.
Oh, that kind of change. Why didn't I think of that?
No, Fia, not like our socks. Like that thing that happened a week ago.
Oh, thanks.
Okay. So for that, I do need a stamina primer urge roll.
Yep. And it still does not want to use the macro, so give me 1 second.
DC should be 6.
Stamina. Primal Urge, difficulty 6.
At least I
Alright.
own socks, Killian.
So I get 2 successes.
I have shoes on right now.
Killian owns socks. Well, they're hats that he puts on his feet.
Yes, so I get 2
Socks I put on
successes.
my
So I will
head.
shift into the form of a red-furred wolf.
Yes, and with that, Kennedy goes through and transforms in front of you, down to her wolf form. Go ahead and make me a perception and investigation check.
That's not going to go great.
Remember, you get bonuses for being in.
Yes, the difficulty becomes 2 less. But I do not have investigation. Alertness I have. Investigation, not so much. Okay, so what is the difficulty?
Difficulty 6.
All right. Well, let's see what I can smell. All right. And that would be 2 successes as well. So
Excellent. So with that, off in the distance, you can get the scent of several wolves and Guru nearby.
Okay.
They're kind of all mingled together. You do get a couple of fairly familiar scents among them, such as you pick up the scent of Micah. You pick up the scent of Mother Larissa.
Marcos?
No.
Okay.
He's not been invited. And off in the distance, you can see in the darkness, because you do have much keener eyesight as a wolf, you actually can see way across the open fields and way across the fields and stuff across the park. You can see some movement that you couldn't see as a human.
Okay. They're over this way. Like, we should go this way.
Can we talk to her?
Yes, you can speak to me while I'm shifted.
Darren is not okay with that.
Mm, are there any trees? Can I get up in a tree, maybe?
I mean, if you want to monkey your way across, you're certainly welcome to. But we should go over this way. That's where the rest of them are.
Kennedy, do you see something over there that we could follow? Like, can you only see it when you're like that?
Well, our eyes are a lot better, and also I can smell better that way. So that way. Or you could just follow me.
I'll give it a. Let me change. Ugh, I hate this. I'm going to shift into beast form as well.
Okay. Okay. Which form are you gonna try to assume? You're gonna try to go all the way down to Lupus, the smallest wolf.
Yeah, all
or-
the way down to regular, like Lupus wolf.
Okay, as opposed to Hispo, which is the kind of the dire wolf-esque form that you can assume.
You know what? I'll go dire wolf form. That seems more Darren's speed.
I stood up.
I'll go to Hispo. What
That's
do I
good.
roll to shapeshift? I click on my token
Uh,
and then click on the little shapeshift macro on roll
yes.
20.
Yes. So yeah, and if that doesn't work, let me know, because it should be giving you your stat, and it should ask you for the difficulty is going to be. It's going to be 7 in this case because you're going to Hispo.
So no other modifier, form, Hispo. Let's see what it does. I clicked it. It hasn't popped up yet.
Yeah, I don't think the macro is working. You'll have to hard code it.
What do I press to hard code it? What's the?
I mean, just do it as a regular skill. It's stamina and primal urge.
Stamina and primal urge. Okay, that's 4 and 3. So stamina, primal urge, and the difficulty is 7. You said, Jonesy?
Correct.
Yeah. Awesome. Here we go. 3 successes.
So Hispo tends to be like a dire wolf size. If you movie reference, if you ever seen the American Werewolf in London, at the end when he takes the giant wolf form, that's also another good visual. But what does your character look like as a Hispo?
Yeah. So Darren kind of takes one last puff on his cigarette and just swears to himself under his breath, and he falls to the ground, and his body begins to bubble and morph as the dark arm hair and dark chest hair just begins to overtake him, and his bones begin to reknit themselves into this large silver-haired wolf monster.
Awesome.
You're a good-looking wolf. You should do it more often.
I hate this.
Yes, and off in the distance, you can actually see some people up moving around farther into the park.
I guess I'm just gonna roll my eyes and probably should try to follow suit with that. So
You need to
I
get
want to
them-
be in Lupus form,
You'll have to
the small one,
hard code
the
it.
small boy.
Okay. And is Killing gonna shift as well, or is he gonna stay human?
Can I keep his hat on when I'm a Lupus?
No, that's my gimmick.
Fine, I'll put it in my bag. Okay, I don't actually know how to shift. I know you just explained it, but I'm like I've missed something here.
No worries. Yeah, I think the little macro is not working. So for this, should we go onto the advantages tab on your sheet?
Okay.
And should be able to add a roll to your dice pool. The dice pool is going to be your your stamina, whatever your stamina ranking is.
Okay.
What is your stamina?
The number
Yeah.
is at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5.
Sweet.
Yeah.
And then you add, so it's going to be stamina and primal urge. So whatever your primal urge rank is.
Oh, what you're saying is the dice pool thing isn't working if I do it that way, or I actually have to like type in the and difficulty was 7, you said?
6. For
6.
Hispo is 7. For Lupus, it's 6. It's easier to go to the small wolf.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
3
cool. I got 4 successes.
Sweet.
Heck
and
yeah.
What do you look like as a wolf?
Still pretty dark, sleek, probably short hair. Definitely more Doberman-like than wolf-like. And I guess I don't have a hat, but I do have a bag that stays with me, and there's a hat in the bag.
Yeah. So since your characters have gone and had the right of a right dedicated to you, you do actually are able to keep your clothing. So when you shift back, you don't have to do the montage scene where you have to run around stealing clothes,
Ah, good.
which is nice. Um,
It's only nice for the censors.
is Killian? It's also more convenient for the players.
That's true.
Is Killian gonna shift as well, as you're gonna stay human?
I'm gonna try my best and go for Hispo.
Cool. So go ahead and make your roll. As you're doing, you can definitely hear some rustling coming. For those already in wolf form, you can definitely hear some commotion going on near the top of that little area, the little slight slope that's going up in the distance where you saw the movement at. Definitely, it seems like they're preparing for something. And you do get as the wind and the breeze changes a little bit, you do get a scent of water. It's over near the ponds and lakes and the pond inside the park.
So I got 7 successes to be Hispo.
Okay then. Yes, you're definitely Hispo. And then some.
I'm not sure if that's your natural form or not. That was so easy for you.
I did it! But I still have my green beanie on my Hispo head.
So so what color and stuff is your fur? in this form?
I am just pure jet black Latin American hair fur, and I am a lot skinnier and lankier than the other guys, than anybody else would expect me to be. I look like I'm in a costume more than I am a werewolf.
Safta's gonna laugh at you internally, but I guess you can hear that now.
I'm trying my best.
All right, come on, let's go see what's going on.
All right.
With that, you leave the shelter of the supply shed and slowly start making your way across the rather large expanse between where you're at and where you saw the movement. And as you're proceeding to go along, kind of start picking up some other scents. And then you start hearing a slow growls and groans and off to the right and left of you.
I'm going to step in front of everybody else and say, get behind me. I'll go check it out.
Good idea.
Stand by you.
So
Yeah.
you guys you're gonna stop where you're at, or are you gonna keep going, or what's the?
We're getting in some sort of formation, but I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't stand behind people like you. So I'll get up next to Kennedy.
There's plenty of room in front of me. I'm like 3 paces back.
So are you? So when you said you get in front of them, the growls and stuff are coming from the left and right of you?
Well, they're coming from both sides.
Yeah, and a little bit from behind. So like your right flank and your left flank.
Yeah.
So are you going to keep going? So when you get in front, are you where you're actually going to position yourself?
I'm going to position myself towards the left.
Should 2 of us position towards the right then?
I was gonna say then Fia and I will probably face towards the right.
And I'll keep an eye on Killian.
I will.
Come here, Riverdale.
I will get into the center as best as I can.
You know you can't shoot them when you're a wolf.
That's why I was hesitant to do this.
Well played, Ragarash. So 2 of you kind of flank to the left and 2 of you flank to the right. And as you look back, you can see slowly moving towards your direction from the left and coming up from behind where the shed was on the left and behind where the shed was on the right. About a dozen guru, all in their 9.5 foot, 8.5 foot, 9.5 foot tall wolfman howling-esque, full on with the jaws and the giant ears and the snarling and the claws, war form Krynos-Guru.
Is it one we recognize?
No, there's like several, like a dozen of them in Krynos form.
Oh,
Do we
Eagle.
fight?
Bigger than us. We don't.
Nice.
We don't
Are
have
they
to.
menacing us? Can I tell if their intention is to draw us into a fight?
I will go ahead and ask for a roll. I want an intelligence. Oh, okay. First off, quick reminder: if you have, because you all shape shift it. On the forms tab on your sheet, make sure you go and click on the form that you're in, so it'll adjust the stats appropriately for you, since you do get bonuses and minuses to certain stats depending on what form you're in. So just want to make sure that you remember to do that. So and Darren, will you go ahead and make me a intelligence and etiquette roll?
Etiquette? Ugh, that's not something they teach you at cop school.
Stick up
They
your
teach you
pinky
anything
finger.
there.
For you, it's going to be difficulty 5.
Awesome. Here we go. 2 successes.
And I say for you, it's difficulty 5 because your character does have pack tactics as one of their background things. They're definitely trying to hurry you into a certain direction. They're trying to get you to go somewhere.
Gotcha. They're not trying to fight with us, guys. They're trying to hurt us.
So that means we have the upper hand,
Probably
right?
listen
They
and
little
go the way they want
sheepdogs.
them to go.
Let them hurt us?
And with that, a howl goes out from the Krynos gurus that are watching you.
Is this
And
part of our...
one starts, another starts, and then they all start joining in as a choir of howls kick in.
Stop it. You're going to start a howl. I will go in the direction they're trying to hurt us into.
Yeah,
It looks like they're trying to get you to go to where you saw the people moving off in the distance.
I will go that
That's the way we
direction.
should go then.
Yep.
Yeah, did we see that happen even though we were off the other direction then?
Yeah, so there's about a dozen of them that are coming from both sides, so you're both
Oh.
seeing these groups.
Right.
And they're far enough back that you guys can get a full shot of the shed that you were in and the group coming up from the left of it and the group coming up from the right of it. And with that, several of those grew shift down into Hispo form and start running in your direction.
Right. That's the way they're telling us to go.
But they're running towards us.
Bye. And I start bolting.
Right. We should go this way they're chasing us. Let's go that way.
Okay.
I will follow the group, but my intention is to be the one in the back, just in case I'm wrong.
Oh. Well, you don't gotta tell me twice to run, so I'm already probably ahead of you.
I was gonna say I'm heading the direction that we are being herded.
Awesome.
Hey, Jonesy, do I recognize this as one of the formal howls?
They have formal howls?
There are formal howls.
What are you talking about? Why didn't they tell us this?
And the reason they didn't tell you that is because Candy is a Galliard, and that's part of the Galliard's responsibility, is to know things like what are formal howls and what do different certain symbols and sigils mean, and different etiquette and protocol mean.
God, I hate running.
Sucks to suck.
It's a lot easier now than it used to be for you.
Yeah, still not great.
Try
So,
getting up at 7 next time.
I still have a smoker's cough in this form.
Actually, you do not. There's not a specific howl. It's more of a general like calling howl, like the calling of the pack.
Okay.
It's the calling of the Sept. Because as you start running, those howls that you heard get replies come off from the distance as more and more as that group, as you run off, the group turns from about a dozen to about 15 or 16, then to about 20, then about 25, as more and more join them. As you're running, you do suddenly see there's going through trees and underbrush and stuff in Central Park. Now, as you're running along, off in the distance, you see kind of a light, kind of a shimmery light, kind of glow, start appearing up ahead of you.
All right, well, that's the way we go.
And as you get closer and closer, you do see a couple. As you break on through, you see a couple guru to the right and left of you in Krynos form. But they're more reserved and step back, and they're more focused. And as you're breaking through the edge of the trees and stuff, you are coming up across a pond in Central Park, and that glowing light was forming right above the edge of the pond, and it's swirling around in circles going clockwise. And as it's swirling, it's becoming brighter and extending. And actually, you can, as you look through, you can actually see it start forming kind of a glowing silverish white tunnel with a faint trickles of blue flowing into it. And on the ground right below it is a small flat stone with a glowing glyph in it.
Do we recognize the glyph?
You actually do. As part of your initial training, they gave you kind of some basic Guru glyphs 101, so you can recognize some of them. You actually recognize this as a glyph for the main glyph that's glowing is a glyph for Moonbridge.
Moonbridge. Do I understand what that means?
That connects. Moonbridges can connect one sept in one part of the world to a sept someplace else. So the guru can actually travel through this. It's kind of like spirit tunnels. You can actually travel through those moon bridges, which are connected through the Umbra, to get from one location to another location, which may or may not doesn't correlate to the real world travel. So you can actually go through a moon bridge in New York and end up in Morocco, as an example.
Right.
Or Japan, or Australia, or the Amazon.
Right. Kennedy,
sure
are you
that was a
seeing
group?
this?
What was that?
Are you seeing this?
I'm seeing it. I'm not entirely sure I'm believing it.
And as you guys are getting closer, you see it's kind of breaking through. You can kind of see the bridge is the moon bridge is extending up into the energy, and it's extending into the tunnel, and more and more of the group are coming up behind you. And at this point, they're getting way closer to you.
Hey, bye.
They're starting to snap, snap, and claws are snapping at you, and teeth are snapping at you.
Yeah, and pour on the speed then, and we'll run up the moon bridge.
I want to go to Morocco.
I bet you do. I guess we got to run.
So with that, in you go, and in you go to the bridge, and as you leap in, you see the rest of the group kind of stop short, and the last thing you see as you kind of tip your head back is a shot of one of the other elders come out from the shadows, and you see Akalon, the old elder guru that had been first brought you into the Sept.
Oh, that son of a...
As you go into the moon bridge, you are surrounded by glowing energy, and you kind of feel the kind of lurch in your stomach as you feel like you go up and down, very much like you're on some sort of free fall drop, such as like the Tower of Terror or something like that. Is that your stomach kind of goes up into your upper chest for a moment. And then you kind of feel like you're actually going up and then arcing back down as there's a kind of a shimmering glow, and you come running out of the moon bridge into snow.
Well, I was loving it until that part.
Fia,
No.
did you say this thing only goes to other septs, or can we go anywhere on these moon bridges?
I don't know. Don't you listen? I think I said that we go to other septs.
Well, Oh, is there a sept in the middle of the? Where are we? What is this place?
As you kind of trying to get your bearings for a second, you look around. You see you're standing in the forest.
Hold on, yeah. Let me check my phone real quick.
And as you look around, it's a snow-covered forest, and up ahead of you, you see it looks like 5 gentlemen and ladies,
I think maybe we
all
should go
very
talk
kind
to
of bundled up a little bit. As you kind of breathe out, you actually can see a little bit of your breath.
When you say they're bundled up, are they wearing like winter clothes or are they wearing like cult robes?
More like winter clothing.
Okay.
Do we sense
And then
welcoming vibes?
it depends. I mean, first thing you see is, like you said, you see those 5.
Kennedy,
Are
go
you guys
talk to
gonna
them.
are you gonna hold a little and see, like, wait for reaction? You guys gonna?
I was going to say, do they seem surprised to see
Guys, I
5
think
wolves
I
just appear out of
have an
nowhere?
idea.
They do not seem surprised or shocked at all.
I think maybe we should go talk to them. And I think they'll probably understand us.
Gosh, this pack mentality is just exhausting. Sure, let's go talk to him.
Kennedy will start plodding forward.
As you plot forward, one of them kind of steps forward and takes a couple steps forward and is like, "You're correct, young pup of the green. We do understand you.
I kind of thought that might be the case.
Welcome to the Sept of the Winter Wolf."
Kennedy will kind of do the wolf bow thing.
I'm gonna copy her to the best of my ability.
I'm gonna go ahead, telephone that, and copy for you.
Aaron does not bow.
Yeah, I didn't think you would.
Welcome to our Sept. Please, let's get you in and out of the snow.
Please.
Thank you.
And like I said, there's snow on the ground, but it's not like, massive amounts. But there is snow on the ground. And they kind of lead you off a little ways, and as you make your way through, you see some other wolves and some other people and some and walking around. And as you go through the kind of the edge of the sept, and like, we have been asked to help oversee your rite of passage. With you being from the city, part of being a guru is being able to handle the unexpected. And so we will be overseeing your rite, which is why your elders couldn't give you much detail on it. And in turn, some of our pups are with the Sept the Green for their rite.
I'm sorry. So we live here now? Is
No,
that
no. We will send you on the rite, and then you'll go home. Oh, assuming that your pack wants to go home, as opposed to going to the Sept of Finger Lakes or going to the Sept of the Western Watch, or but that is up to the pack as far as what the pack would like to do.
like the pack does and these 3 people?
Yes.
Well, 4. You count as one of us.
Cool.
Yes. Part of the purpose of the rite of passage is to get used as working a part of a pack, and becoming a group that can handle whatever the worm or Gaia throws at us.
Great.
Well, we thank you for being a part of our rite and for your hospitality.
But that will begin in the morning. For now, it is late, and we do have a place for you to crash, sleep, and prepare for the morning.
Okay.
So I'm gonna puff out of. Do we poof out of shape and into our? I don't know why I'm imagining a smoke cloud, but like.
No, you very much just snap, crackle, and pop as your body reforms into whatever the appropriate form is.
Cool.
You could have at least told us to pack winter clothes.
I'm a little warmer in this. I'm okay. I'm okay till we get inside.
With that, if you do decide to revert to human, your human form. Since you're all four of you are Hamid breed, which means that you're born as human and raised in human until you shift it, you can actually revert to your breed form as a free action. There's no roll needed. You can just revert back to breed form.
But I am reverting back to human form with an M.
Not till I get inside.
They
Yeah.
they do take you over to a small little side area which has got a little cave. There's a nice heavy woven blanket hanging in front of it with intricate beadwork and pattern work in it. And there's a small little section out there that's cleared out where you can set up a fire right outside the cave entrance, outside into the right of the cave entrance, so you won't be getting smoke and stuff in the cave.
Um,
Ins-
go ahead. Sorry.
Were you gonna say something, or in the elders or something?
Kennedy was noticing the pattern and was going to say, it's an interesting pattern. It looks like there's a story behind it.
Pattern.
The beads.
Oh, the beads. I
Yeah.
imagine.
Yes, young pup. It's one of our traditional designs. We are members of the Wendigo tribe.
Ah,
Wendigo?
Yeah.
Like the Native American, that kind of Wendigo?
Yes.
Are you like where those legends started? Is that what you?
The legends that the mortals have are rather bent from our point of view.
So you're not cannibals.
Animals. What?
Read a book,
we went over
Darren.
it already. We're not supposed to eat the flesh of humans.
Hence the litany. The young one is correct.
Did you say litany? I thought you said gluttony. I'm like, what?
Clear out your ears, Fia.
So Wendigo, great. Not freaky at all. It's fine.
I mean, we all have our own tribes.
Yeah, but like a Wendigo are based off of like creatures that steal and eat people.
And you look like a novice, and I look like a giant berserker. What's your point?
There's not a single outlet in this whole damn cave.
Well, no.
What's the matter, Riverdale? You need to charge your jewel or something?
No, I brought the battery pack. Shut up.
So are you guys going to be going in the cave?
Well, yeah.
Yes, please.
I don't feel like I have a choice.
Inside the cave is actually significantly warmer than you would expect. Most of the heat is trapped inside the cave because of the heavy blanket hung outside. There are some basic bedrolls and the like inside to make it as comfortable as possible for people who prefer to stay in human Hamid form. Inside, as you're kind of setting up, figuring out who's going to sleep where, things like that. There are 5 bedrolls. They were apparently expecting 5 pack members. And as you guys are kind of settling in, a few minutes later, a young man, probably in his late teens, early 20s, maybe, comes in. Definitely of Native American ancestry, and brings you a couple of extra pieces of gear to help keep you warm if you decide to stay in Hamid form. Do note that the extra gear is not bound to you. So if you shift, you will lose it. It will shred.
Fair.
Are there rules on how long we can stay in like lupus form?
Nope.
Oh, well then.
I mean, if you die, you'll go back to your Hamid form, but
I don't know. I felt like a.
Thanks for the fun fact, Kennedy. I was definitely not freaking out earlier.
I
I'm
felt
here.
like I had a timer and had to go back to human mode, but it's fine.
No. And he does also bring in some food for you.
Oh,
It
thank
smells
God.
really good, actually. You haven't eaten for hours. Several hours, actually. They kept you locked up there with no snacks in that tool shed for quite a while.
Rude. I'll shift back to Hamid form and go take a spot at the back of the cave.
Is there anything else I can get you before we're done?
You have any
Fire?
idea what they're going to get us up to?
Probably some survive in the wilderness on your own. Learn to hunt and fend for yourself. Shtick. Pretty sure that's what they had planned for our cubs, but the difference is hunting for them is easy out here, but hunting for food in New York City, not so comfortable for them.
They're gonna get arrested in a Walgreens.
Probably.
Well, if they get arrested, that's bad, but we have some kinfolk in the place, so.
Well, see, Darian, there's corruption everywhere. I mean,
Shut up. Wait, you could be a cop and be a guru?
I don't think so, but there might be. I mean, I know that there's some kinfolk that are police officers.
We talked about kinfolk before.
That's
I was a kinfolk police officer, and I'm just sort of just gonna grunt my way back to the back of the cave.
I mean, they kind of help us when there are issues with the veil being lifted, and they're mostly glasswalkers, from what I gather. But they're not common, but we have a few here and there. It's kind of difficult though, because most of the leeches have their inns in most of the city. So I would assume that
If there aren't Fiona kinfolk police in Boston, I'll eat my hat. Or I'll actually eat Killian's hat.
Guys, I only have like 12 of these. You need to stop.
buy more, make more, learn some new skills.
So with that, are you going to be doing anything? Is there anything else you want to try to accomplish before you crash for the evening?
I'm gonna get a good grump on.
I mean, it seems like our needs are met where, we've got shelter, food, and heat, so probably not.
Is the fire on right now?
Oh, yeah.
Not currently, no.
Well, then
You
maybe
know,
we can try to start a fire.
Who
Is
knows
this
how to
part of our
start a
test?
fire?
Or do we have to ask? Or can we ask?
I don't know how to start a fire. So.
I can start a fire. Get out of my way, kids. Go get the fire together.
Pretty sure he has the lighter.
Thanks, Dad.
What is your problem, Mister?
My life, the way I've known it for the last almost 30 years, is over. I'm stuck here in the wilderness with a bunch of children who can't take care of themselves.
I mean, you're not old enough to be my father, so I don't think you're old enough to be any of our father.
You're not that much older than any of us, and none of us are exactly living the life we were planned, so get over it.
My mom got pregnant really young, so it's a toss-up.
I don't even know my mom, okay? Gosh.
I know my mom. I can't go see my mom anymore in case I eat her face off.
Oh, boo-hoo. She's probably already worried you're going to accidentally shoot her anyway.
I'm gonna go over here, away from that tension. Wait.
Is there wood, or would we need to go look for wood too?
There is.
Okay.
There's a small little tarp off to the side of it, and underneath the tarp there is some wood and some kindling, and
Killian's gonna turn back into his Hamid form, and he's gonna take the extra bedroll and put it inside the other bedroll. That way it's warmer, and he's gonna sleep in that.
Kennedy will stay in Lupus until there's a fire going.
He and I are going to go argue while we gather firewood.
Apparently.
Why are you gathering firewood? There's plenty here.
Gathering it from the bundle.
The 3 steps.
So with that, you do manage to go and, like I said, there is the little tarp off the side. This wood has actually been kind of elevated on some bigger logs to kind of keep it up off the ground and covered in the tarp to keep it dry. And so there is also flint and steel there. So you are able to go and start a fire.
Right.
So with that, was there anything that the pack wanted to discuss that evening before we shift into morning?
Do any of you guys have any survival skills?
Not of the outside type, no.
I mean, I can run away from things.
That is a survival skill. It's not really going to let us hunt anything if they want us to hunt something, though.
Yeah, but I
I've
can
got-
chase things.
I've got this knife.
I don't think that your knife is going to be more effective than claws.
Well, it is if he's still in his human form.
Can't you just like make your claws appear?
No.
No?
No.
Why not? I can.
I mean,
I
I've
thought
done
all of us could.
something. I'm not completely incompetent, but
Well, I think we're going to need to designate some roles for our survival journey tomorrow. I'm not used to cold in the woods, but I did have to rough it in Afghanistan for a little while. So I don't know what you guys, what are we bringing to the table here? Killian, I know you have a firearm.
Yeah.
I've got one too. So if we need to bring down some prey from afar, we could probably do that. Who's perceptive?
Hold on, I gotta check my fact sheet.
not
Oh,
half bad.
It was nice of them to put trading cards in our back pockets.
I know. Pretty average with it, I guess.
Mine says common. I'm sad.
I'm perceptive enough. I don't know if anything supernatural tries to hunt us. I could help with that, I guess, because I've read books and know what Wendigo are.
I mean, you know what humans think Wendigo are. He seemed to get pretty pissed about what you implied.
Well, that's not my fault.
If it makes you feel any better, I was the person who said the C word.
Thanks. It does actually.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm about, what would you say, a 3 on the perception scale for using numbers?
If I had
That's
to put it
weird.
on a 1 to 5 scale,
I'm
Not
also a 3.
not
Wow.
meta at all. Um,
Well, my perception's a 1.
I hate to say it, but I'm a city girl. I'm not much good in a fight, or I'm not much good in the woods. I'm good in a fight. That's about it. And
Oh my god, we're all gonna die out here.
I mean, you could probably keep pace with me. I think if we have to go chase something down,
oh yeah, I can run.
you could help me tackle or attack, depending on what we need out of it.
Do I get any signal out here?
Although I think that you might be the most resourceful, totally ignoring Killian. I'm gonna look at him and totally ignore him for that, but I think that you're probably gonna be the most resourceful. You seem to know the stuff pretty well, so
Like I said, I think I've had a little bit more time with it than all of you have.
your phone seems to want to try to get a signal.
Dang.
You, and like it almost kind of like indicates it almost has a bar, but then it says no signal. So
You're just gonna kill your battery if you keep trying.
At least the battery won't have to suffer like me.
Oh my god.
Riverdale, are you sneaky? What are you good at? What's your skill set outside of, I don't know, are you like a hacker dude? Like, what do you do?
He's got a
yeah.
phone.
Yeah, so let me plug into that oak tree and get you the download on what's going on in the woods here for you, Sheriff. You know what? I can work with some aspen and some older tech, but I can do it.
Look, I'm asking because I need to know if you're going to be helpful or if you're going to be the bait.
I will probably be the bait, have been many times in my life.
That's a good boy.
Whoa.
This is my surprise space.
What?
So,
All right. So let's get some rest. We'll get an early morning and we'll see whatever they need us to do.
Whatever they need us to do. I feel like we should have some sort of like, I don't know, standard. Like,
I mean, did you pay any attention to the litany and the laws? There are rules.
no, actually, I did not pay attention because I can't read.
Hey, nice. Don't.
What was that bit about books?
I suspect that to be a thing of sorts.
Yeah, you know, it was just a lot of words I've never encountered in my life, and it made very little sense.
There was a whole PowerPoint presentation.
They should give us an audio recording of this.
I'm
Like-
pretty
You want
sure
to get this
the
done
rules
in
are just Fight
Like,
Club rules.
and now I'm picturing a the Glasswalker silver litany PowerPoint presentation.
I mean, they're not going to ask us to do anything.
How can we trust them? How can we trust? I don't know how I trust any of you guys. But how, like, is no one else concerned about that? Just me?
All I know is that we're stuck with each other until we get through this rite of passage thing, and then we can go on our miserable lives.
That is
trust
not
Darren,
what I
he's got a
heard.
gun.
I don't trust Darren. He's got a gun with like minimal training on how to use the thing. I could probably use it better than he can.
Hey,
I
I
have
have
excessive training in how to use this thing. Thank you very much.
I have no training, and I killed that rat. So like,
Of all the things you've accused me of as a police officer, being able to shoot somebody should not be at the bottom of your list.
You shot the rat. I seem to remember that Fia's claws and my claws did a lot of damage to it first.
I mean, you gotta set up the play. You don't just spike the ball by yourself.
But it sounded more like we're going to be stuck with each other. And if that's the case, I feel like why don't we get a say in the people that are in our pack? Because I feel very strongly about working with him.
I agree. I
You
vote that
should
we
pick
go
your
to
brothers.
We should think about it. Is that what you said?
I vote for thinking about it. It's one.
Look, Fia, I don't like you. You don't like me. We'll get through this, and then we'll talk to them about getting reassigned or something, okay? It's just because we all turned at the same time. That's the only reason they've got us here stuck with each other.
I don't think. Look, I'm an only child, but don't any of you understand anything about family? You don't get to pick who your family is.
No, I don't understand anything about them, actually. I pretty much raised myself, so.
I think the point is that if we make it through this rite of passage, either we'll come together as a pack or we won't make it through it.
So our options are work together or not work at all.
No.
Actually-
Work together or die. She was very clear about the die part. I've been clear on that part.
Is that really worse, though?
Yes. Yeah, I'm gonna say it is.
I guess that's up to you, Fia. And I'm going to go to the back of the cave and get my grump on.
With that, Darren kind of stomps off and crashes for the night.
I didn't think it was going to be him.
Okay. Well, you know, sleep sounds pretty good. So I guess I'll see you guys either in the morning or whenever they decide to wake us up.
Okay.
I want to curl up in a very dog-like ball on my bed.
Are you still
You-
in
you-
Lupus, or did you go back
No,
to me?
I'm in
Okay.
human form.
That would have been a really funny conversation between a dog and a person.
Wait, is it you two? Kennedy and Killian are still in Hamid form, right?
Kennedy has not changed out of Lupus form yet.
Yeah. Sorry, I meant to say Kennedy and Killian are not in Hamid, so they're both still dogs.
No, I changed back. I'm in this double
Oh.
cot.
Yeah,
'cause-
yeah. Kennedy's the only one in Lupus still. So,
Oh.
is Kennedy planning on
Is-
sleeping in Lupus?
Kennedy is planning on sleeping in Lupus, partially because Kennedy is very aware of being, a pasty white girl and doesn't feel like making her hosts uncomfortable.
Are you
So
the only pasty white one?
I'm
Probably
sure.
not, but
Or, yeah, probably. I work outside a lot.
I'm pretty sure everybody in this group has eaten paste.
So with that, you crash for the evening. Killian, are you going to be the last one up, or is Kennedy going to be the last one up?
That's- Wait
um,
for what?
The last person awake.
it's possibly going to be Kennedy,
Yeah,
because
it's-
she's kind of despairing at how well this pack is not coming together.
Yeah, I'm going to bed right away. I got a double sleeping bag. I'm good.
With that, you proceed to so Crash and Kennedy, you're the last one. You're kind of seeing the glow of the coals of the former fire slowly burning down, and with that, you crash. During the evening, um, you have a fairly restful sleep, Candy. Killian, not so much.
Sucks.
You have a very vivid dream of yourself, but you're just very oddly you're wearing a tweed suit. You have a long coat that you're wearing with a second layer that comes down to a little bit above your elbows. You're running around with a bowler. You're in a city that you don't quite recognize. Looks very old, and kind of clogged with soot and smoke in the air from factories.
I'm in London.
And as you start waking way around in the city in your dreams, yeah, it does look like London. It looks like a very old London. As you see antique cars drive by and an occasional horse-drawn carriage drive by as you hear the click clock of hooves on the cobblestones. You definitely get the feeling you're hunting for someone. And as you turn a corner, you off in the distance you see your prey as you quickly give chase, driving an old-timey revolver and beginning to shooting at the gentleman running away from you. As you fire, finally at the end, you get several shots in it as it turns into a dark alleyway. And as you come around the corner, it begins to shift and starts looking like a giant 8-foot tall man wolf creature with huge oversized bat ears protruding from its side as it becomes fur and black and twisted fur, gnarled fur sprouts over its body. Its snout kind of elongates with an upturned nose, and definitely seems rotten to the core as you proceed to unload on this thing. And as the bullets strike it, they hiss and they burn. Meanwhile, Fia.
Yeah. No.
Uh,
I don't know. I don't know.
you see a dark alleyway. It looks like New York City, and not the best part of New York City. You see trash strewn across the alleyways and overturned dumpsters, and off in the distance you hear the faint sound of sirens, and as you see what looks like an oversized cat, um, kind of slonking through the alleyways, and as it turns around the corner, it looks more like a small cheetah, like a cheetah cub, as it starts making its way down the street. Off in the distance, you see a homeless man lying in the side of the road, passed out drunk. And you hear off the click clack of train tracks in the distance. And as the cat makes its way towards subway entrance, it starts making its way down, and down in the subway, it makes its way through the tunnels, and you see a train go by, flashing and flickering a light as the train goes by. A few minutes later, a second one pulls into the station to come the other direction, and the door comes out, and you see a young Native American lad, probably about 15 or 16, bleeding profusely, slashes and cuts all across his body, comes rushing out of the subway car. And as he does, he slips and falls, and you hear the raining of subway tokens clanking across the tile stone floor of the subway. And then you hear a howl pierce the night. And then you're quickly snapped awake as that same howl is echoed in the outside the cave where you're at. The other three of you, moments later, awaken to the sound of howls raging through the night. From the edges of the cave, you can see the faintest of light as the pre-dawn is approaching. Kennedy, as in a Galliard, you recognize these are howls of mourning.
Ooh.
House of rage, house of sadness.
Someone died.
Someone died. Something bad happened.
Wait, how do you know someone died?
That's what the howls are saying.
I think I just saw whoever died in my sleep. We should go
We
help.
need to come out.
Yeah,
need
What
to
did you
find out.
see?
we should go help. I think you seeing it might explain it better.
Lead the way.
All right. Yeah. Well, I'll plot out of the cave, still in lupus form, heading towards where these howls are coming from, trying to add our to see what we can do.
Did Killian wake up? Is he with us?
He was awakened by the howls.
Ah,
Whether he's with you, that's I'll leave that to him to answer.
Aaron, are you going?
Yeah, let's get out of here, Riverdale. I think this is our rite of passage calling.
Okay. Well, let them get a little bit ahead of me, and I'm going to take out a granola bar, start eating some my trail mix for breakfast.
do we smell that?
Do you smell that?
I mean, Rowan, how often do you actually smell someone's granola?
More often than makes sense, I'm sure.
So with that, you quickly jump up and you're gonna just head on out.
Mhm.
Okay. So Kennedy was leading the charge, still in lupus form, correct?
Yep.
You quickly go over and nudge with your snout, nudge the edge of the blanket and kind of slip out past the blanket. It is cold. It is very cold outside. It's at least a 15-20 degree difference between inside the cave and outside the cave. As the gray and overcast kind of only begins to pale as it's very much pre-dawn. And as you as you kind of can see get a better view of the the area outside the cave, you do see off in the distance, kind of up a little bit of a slight rise. As you look down, you can see the rest of the more of the sept. You can see obviously some gathering areas. You can obviously some or there's some off to the right from where you're at. You can see some housing, some makeshift places for people to rest as Hamid if they want. More permanent structures, and you do see what looks like to be about 5 wolves in lupus rushing towards the cave.
Okay, towards us.
Yes.
Okay, well,
Did they look mad?
They seem to be in a hurry. They're
we-
not like not full on like charging, but definitely in moving with intent.
well, we go to meet them. I mean, we were already headed that way.
So you
Yeah.
start making your way down a little bit as the rest of you come out of the cave and join your pack mate. Kennedy, as you're kind of in the lead right now, as you approach the biggest one that's kind of leading this little wedge of 5 guru coming towards you. As he's running, he actually runs and continues to run as he shifts up into Hamid form. He looks like he's about his early 20s, long, straight black hair pulled back loosely. Definitely of native descent. And like, where do you think you're going?
We heard the howl. We're coming to investigate.
We've been, and as he says that, the rest of the pack kind of comes up behind him and shifts up to Hamid as well. He's like, that's far enough for you.
What seems to be the problem?
They're still sorting it out. The elders will send for you if they want you.
Look, I can help. I'm a crime scene detective. Let me take a look.
Yeah, sure. You can't help.
I'm sure that's not true.
Wait, I might be able to help. I don't know. I think I had a dream about him.
Can I use my gift of persuasion?
You could try.
I would love to try. It's a charisma plus subterfuge roll, difficulty 7. Let's see what happens. 3 successes.
What were they?
They were a 7, a 9, and a 10.
He seems kind of taken aback for a second, like not quite sure what to make of the situation. Definitely seems like like he's not quite sure, like he part of him wants to believe you that you actually want to help, which is genuine, but I don't know.
Come on, at least let us take a look. We're here for our rite of passage. Maybe this is, I don't know, fate or destiny or whatever telling us to intervene. Do we believe in that? Is that something Guru believe in? Destiny?
Most of the time.
So, well, at least I can take you to the elders. They're gonna want to see you anyway.
Thank you.
And he starts leading you down a little bit to a clearing area. As he does, the weather around you gets even colder. Definitely feel like see it your breath as you exhale, and he brings you to a group of 5 elders. Based on they're all in Krynos form. They all have varying degrees of dark fur, some dark black, some of it with gray streaks, some of it with a dark brown with a little bit of gray streak. Spot it here and there. Definitely elders. They do also have tattoos on them, which you recognize the Wendigo tattoo on them. And on each of them, you spot what appears to be the group glyph for their auspices. It looks like a council of 5, one for each of the faces of the moon. And they seem to be conversing amongst themselves. You do not understand what they're saying, even though they're in guru form. Your best guess is they're speaking of their native language as opposed to something that you all understand. And one of them is looking at you with the most vicious intent. Looks to be the Arun.
You got a problem, pal?
And with that, he looks over at you, and his hand starts moving towards the side where you see a large knife sheathed there. The knife is probably about 3 feet long. And as he starts moving his hands toward that, one of the others puts his hand on his arm to kind of stop him. And the one that they seem to all be defaulting to, he speaks slowly and clearly and says, "They are still cubs. We cannot hold them accountable for the sins of their elders."
They're
What did our
elders.
elders do?
And with that, he kind of gives side eyes over to the galliard of the group of the elders, and the galliard kind of leads the Arun off to give him a chance to cool down some. And with that, the Philodox elder walks over to you.
Oh.
We have been asked to take you in to aid you on a rite of passage. As part of that treaty between our Sept and yours, we sent our pups to the Sept of the Green for their rite of passage. They were brutally murdered last night. All 5 of our cubs have been killed. This violation cannot go without challenge. Given that you're cubs under the litany, we cannot hold you accountable for your elders' sins. But we refuse to offer you hospitality.
Wait, did our elders kill your cubs?
We found the Sept token was on them when the Sept symbol was on them when they died.
That sounds like a setup. Nobody I've met at the Sept would be a child murderer.
Be it what it is, our cubs are dead. We are no longer honored. We are no longer bound to honor their agreement. We're no longer bound to offer you hospitality.
We will not ask for any more hospitality. Can you at least give us a passage back to New York?
No.
Where are we then?
You must fend for yourselves. You've been banished from our Sept. If you return to our Sept, we will no longer be honor bound to offer you this courtesy as cubs, and we will put you down.
Fair. But know this, I will find out who killed your cubs.
Uh,
And I will bring them to justice.
okay.
That is my way.
I think it's time to go.
Yeah.
I will turn on my heel and begin leading the group away.
I'm not following you. I'm gonna like rush ahead of you.
So with that, we proceed to leave the Sept of the Winter Wolf. Darren, were you the one leading the charge, I guess?
Yeah, I'll lead the charge.
Killian, I will be nice and ask. When you left the cave, did you take your extra jacket with you that they gave you?
Yeah, I slept in that in the bunk too. I mean, in the bedroll.
Oh, I should have taken both sleeping bags.
Are we already outside, or can we walk it back? They said don't come back. So if we haven't left yet,
They're ushering you to the boundaries of the
That's
cairn,
fair.
which is away from the cave.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna be welcome to go back and get anything we may have forgotten.
All right, Fia. You said you know something about these Wendigo tribes. Do you know where approximately they live?
North?
I mean,
North. North of what?
northwest.
I think if we start going south, we might at least be going in the right direction.
We're Native
Alright.
American-based tribes, and it's cold up here. I would imagine we're probably somewhere in North Dakota.
Or even in Canada.
Country road.
Maybe.
I was worried we were in Appalachia, so that's maybe we're both in the wrong place.
It doesn't feel like we're too far, really. I mean, again, Wendigo are pretty Native American based, so
All right, well,
maybe.
Thea or Kennedy, do either of you think you could climb a tall tree and look for any landmarks?
Yeah, I got it. Sorry, Kennedy.
No, it's fine.
I can point us south, but I just need to know where, if there's anything nearby.
Let's see. What would be a good... If
Dexterity
you
plus.
want to make me... There's really not anything that you guys would have. If you'd like to make a wits check, wits, and if you can give me something that you think would make sense, I will to know a little bit more about the Wendigo, how much you recall, how much you paid attention when the elders were talking to you. I will let you make a roll.
Are you talking to Fia or me?
To any of you, actually.
Well, I didn't know Wendigo existed, so I'm not going to take the role just because I don't think Darren would have been paying attention during that.
I'll do it because I feel like I was listening, even if I wasn't. I feel pretty.
You know what? How many YouTube documentaries have I scrolled through? Give me a Wendigo check.
On Guru, not that many. No.
Okay.
He said wits.
Yeah. Wits and academics, for recalling what you remember they told you about. Unless you can give me something better, unless you can come up with a better idea, if you can finagle a good other skill or knowledge, I will let you to do it. But
if anyone has a cult, would a cult be okay to swap in?
I have a cult. I'm pretty good at that.
Yeah, I'll allow it.
What's the difficulty?
Difficulty is going to be 7.
Okay, I'm
So
gonna roll.
We're
the
debating
think hard
between
check.
cult and wits.
Wits plus occult.
Oh, I gotcha.
Can
Now
try
we got 3
academics.
successes.
What's the difficulty? Did you say
7.
6? 7. Sorry.
I know nothing.
It's just not in alphabetical. There it is.
You didn't do half bad.
I got 0 successes.
I've got 2.
Wait, why is it highlighted green then? I got 1, 5, 5, and a 10. But
One of
no.
your dice came up with 10, but it was canceled by the 1.
Ah.
And I don't need to say that in character.
So with that, since our Galliard got 2 successes, what you know of the Wendigo? What
Oh, I got 3 too.
you got 3?
Yeah.
Awesome. You know that the Wendigo are one of 3 Native American tribes of Guru. They're the Wendigo, Actana, and Croatan. The Actana are, and by Native American, I mean they are Native American, but they also have members in a lot of other places as well. But they're found predominantly throughout the Southwest now in the U.S., along with South America and Australia and just all over the world. But that's primary in the U.S. That's primarily where they're found. They're most of their the cairns and stuff that are run by them are found in the Southwest. The Wendigo are traditionally up north, of the Pacific Northwest, all the way over to the the Pacific Northwest, as well as across all of Canada into the Northeast. The Croatan are the 3rd tribe of Native American Guru, and they are all dead now. They were wiped out long ago by a mysterious event.
I mean, they would have been okay, but then we killed those 5 cubs.
Right. Well,
Wow.
so, Fia, what do you remember from the dream?
I think I was back home. There's train tracks, there was subway, so not Camden, but New York. There was weird, kind of cute little cheetah thing that I followed down a subway, and I saw a younger guy about 15, 16 that had been wounded really badly. It looks like he'd been slashed across his stomach area, and he looked like he was probably a descendant of the folks here. It felt very very much like that's what was happening.
Do you usually have dreams of things that happen?
I don't know. Do I? I
Nope.
begin. Okay. I don't think so. I didn't dream I was going to get turned into a werewolf, so I figured that might be something that would have happened if that were true.
Well, knowing what happened to those kids isn't going to do us a lick of good if we can't get home. Now, will you get up the tree and let me know if you see anything around nearby?
Say please.
Please.
Here, also grab
Okay.
my phone. See if you get a signal.
You trust me with your phone?
It's got a case.
I'm gonna put it underneath the hat.
Got a good case.
Hook it into my hair. Guess it lives here now. Okay, I'll go up the tree.
If Darren had a phone, it would definitely be on a hip holster case.
Of course you would. It would be the brand that no one likes.
Mm-hmm. Got a
How
Huawei.
How's that BlackBerry?
I thought he was
Kennedy
more of a
it hasn't had a plan for months, so she just uses it as a glorified MP3 player.
I thought Darren was more of a jitterbug kind of man, but that was just me.
No. So with that, you shimmer yourself up a tree. You're in the woods. Yeah, you're in the woods. Off the distance, you can see several hills and higher elevations and stuff like that. But yeah, you're definitely just woods as far as the eye can see. Off the direction you were leaving from, back towards the cairn, you see what appears to be storm clouds bellowing and forming. They look pretty ominous, actually.
Oh. There's clouds. Am I getting any signal from Killian's phone? I'll check for him.
There is still no signal. It still seems like it really wants to find a signal. And you almost think you get kind of a little bit of a signal as you hand it out towards the northeast.
Hey, Killian.
Yeah.
I don't think it looks maybe if we go northeast. I don't know.
What's northeast? I see trees.
It seems I see trees and a storm cloud. But your phone kind of looks like it's perking up a little more in that direction. So I don't know. Here, heads up. I'm gonna like.
No.
Okay, fine. I won't actually drop it.
Oh, thank God.
Have faith in your case.
I'll just put it back under my hat.
It was a present.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's just a bunch of trees up here, and more trees.
You don't see any rivers, any roads, any lights, just storm clouds?
Just storm clouds. Do I get any inklings which way to go? Any cheetah spirits popping out?
Nope.
All right, guy. Well, get down here, Sophia.
You know, northeast is kind of the direction that the phone seemed to like want to find us. Like was more, it searched harder in that direction. Like it didn't give up as fast when you held it towards the northeast. You do know that southwest of you is where the cairn is.
Let's head northeast.
Northeast sounds like a wonderful idea then.
So,
because I bet it's only a matter of time before that Arun dude stops calming down and goes and gets all of his friends to come and hunt us down, right?
I don't want to be haunted.
You'll be fine. All right,
you'll be hunted, not haunted.
It's even worse.
You'll be fine.
You'll be haunting.
I'm gonna like hop down from the tree, but like in a show-offy way.
Of course you are.
Yes, I am.
And with that, yeah, you make your way, you scurry your way down the tree, and you jump from limb to limb until you get to the point where you have to jump to the ground. And she kind of does this half run down half the trunk and then kind of springs off of it and lands. Very parkour-esque.
Stuck the landing.
I never get tired of watching that.
I never get tired of doing it.
And with that, you proceed to head northeast. At least that's the direction you're hoping you're going in.
Well, the sun was coming up, right? Like,
yeah.
I'll just go to the left a little bit.
Music has previously told me to take the Northwest Passage, but I feel like I should probably go northeast.
So, and as you do, like I said, that the storm clouds from the southwest definitely are spreading out. And as you make your way further and further that direction, the clouds seem to have caught up to you. They're moving rather rapidly. And the temperature begins to drop rather dramatically as it begins to snow.
Wait a minute. You said the storm was coming from the southwest where the cairn was?
Yep.
And it starts to snow and we just left the winter wolves?
Yes.
Oh, guys, we're in trouble.
The Wendigo is a winter spirit.
Well, hell. Everybody keep up a good pace. We got to get out of these woods as fast as we can.
Well, if you'd all switch to Lupus, we could certainly go faster.
All right. I know I can. Killian, do you need a ride? Are you going to be all right back there?
I mean, if you're going to offer to carry me, I'm not going to say no.
I'm not carrying your sorry ass.
Not you, Kennedy.
How does that work?
What do you mean?
Like a bipedal horse.
Yeah, would it be easier just to how does carrying another wolf work?
You don't.
Oh, okay. Well, sorry, I can't help you then.
Riverdale, if you don't get a move on, they're going to eat you.
Okay, I'm gonna change. Please get me out of here.
So, which form are you guys proceeding to shift to? I'm not going to make you roll, but just for curiosity, are you looking to go to Hispos or Lupus? Lupus would be faster,
I'm going to Lupus.
but it is snowy, so it's more difficult to get through the snow terrain. Hispo would have a better chance getting through the snow, but it's not going to be quite as fast. So they both have trade-offs.
I think we should all be the same, whatever we pick. So I think Lupus is okay.
Lupus.
Lopez.
Still in Lupus.
That's right.
I mean, I would carry you if I could, but I can't. I'm sorry. I tried.
Yeah. So with that, you all assume your lupine form and proceed to trudge it. As you're going through the brush, the down trees and just undergrowth in general, you don't see any sign of tracks life, but it has been snowing recently, and the way the wind's blowing, if there were tracks through here, most of them are being covered up. Even as you look back, some of your tracks are being covered somewhat, which good or bad depends on your point of view, I guess. As you make your way along that direction, I will need checks from everyone. Perception and alertness, and make sure that your character sheets are set into lupus form, so that
Okay.
you get the appropriate bonuses.
Perception and
Alertness. And it is -2 difficulty for perception checks.
Correct.
Yes.
So what is our difficulty?
Difficulty is going to be 5.
All right.
Darren got 5 successes and 3 of them were a 10.
Jesus.
At least I know we're going to get killed. I'll be powerless to put a stop to it.
I have no successes. I am panicking.
I'm sorry. What was it again? I'm sorry.
Oh,
One success.
perception and alertness.
Okay. Thank you.
Certainly.
I'm like, oh my gosh, there's a lot of words here. Okay.
Yeah, you should probably make that a default on the character sheets. Just do that.
Safia got 4 successes with 2 6s, a 7, and a 10.
3 successes here.
3.
3.
Cool.
7, 7, and 10.
So, as you're making your way through the woods, keeping an eye on the back over your shoulder at the very fast and over clouds that are overtaking you. At this point, the early front of the clouds storm has actually passed you by at this point, and the center of the growing, expanding center of the storm is actually getting close to reaching you. As you are making your way through, you do spot a tree with a recent gash cut through it. Looks like a set of claws, kind of cut through the bark of a tree. As you're going through, you see a couple more claw marks on some down trees. You see you see some patches of snow that are definitely something's trod it through pretty hard. Yes.
Is there a scent that we can pick up from this?
I was gonna get to that.
Sorry.
I was going through the basic senses that everyone picked up on, and I was going to get a little more specific for those of you who rolled very, very well. And as you are going along, actually, everyone who got 3 successes or more, can you go and make me a Wits and Primal Urge roll?
We can
Wits
try.
and Primal Urge.
Yes.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord.
Okay.
Difficulty 6.
Sure.
I got 4 successes and 2 were 10s.
Sweet.
1 success.
I don't know if the 10s matter, but I keep calling them out.
Well, yeah, it doesn't hurt.
Okay.
So with that, you get the scent of wet fur, which you two both quickly identify as bear. You're somewhere in your uh, guru ancestry, you instinctively recognize the scent of bear, which is why I asked for the primal urge roll. Because you haven't had bear to compare to yet. So, but you also get, Darren, the smell of rot, a wet rot, and decay.
Does it smell like it's towards the northeast where we're trying to go?
Smells like it's kind of around you, like in the nearby area.
I will alert my allies.
Just to give you a kind of a rough idea, there's a lot of like I said, clumps of trees and small little raises here and there covered in snow. As you farther you go northeast, you get a little bit more of that rot smell. And as you come across the bend, you see what looks like a large brown bear, probably a good 13, 14 feet if it was to stand upright.
Hey, Killian, you might want to cover your eyes.
That's a very big bear.
That's a very big bear.
Sasquatch.
And it's kind of like rutting through some underbrush, like it looks like it's digging for something.
Does it look like it's hurt?
Not from where you're at. It doesn't seem to be hurt. And then it kind of moves to another little bush. It's digging a little bit, and then it kind of sniffs a little bit, kind of lifting its head up. Kind of.
Let's just sneak around him. I don't think he knows we're here.
It's definitely sniffing around for something.
All right, we'll try to sneak around him.
I don't want what he's sniffing out for.
I don't want to be what he is.
And I don't want to deal with him.
Yeah, let's sneak around him, guys. Come on.
I'm all for that.
Yeah. So he smells.
Although be on the lookout because I smell something rotten nearby too.
I smell also some peanuts or something. Interesting.
I think that's Killian's trail mix.
I knew it.
You can actually now smell the trail mix. I would like to point out, you now can all smell the trail mix.
Hey, we can all smell the trail mix.
No.
You guys better be careful. We're gonna wind up as the trail mix crew. That's gonna be like our group name.
With that, can I? Since you guys are attempting to sneak, you are welcome to try to make me rolls.
Okay.
This would be a stealth roll, and I'm going to say.
Dexterity? Stealth?
Yeah, if you'd like to use dexterity, go use dexterity.
What's the difficulty?
This is going to be difficulty 6. It's going to be a post.
All right.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Killian, don't fuck this up.
Oh.
Wow.
Safia got 5 successes.
You are super sneaky.
Yes, I am.
Kennedy has 3.
I got 2.
Better than none.
The Jonesy, I also got 3.
Okay, sweet. So you guys see the bear, and you proceed to try to cut around the bear and try to avoid the bear. Get pretty good. You get kind of like you come up from behind, you kind of flanking to the side, kind of almost level up with the bear. You're going pretty well, and the bear sniffs and catches a whiff,
Hell.
possibly of trail mix. And
I'm sorry.
turns and roars as it reaches up and reaches up on its back legs and takes a full upright height. At this point, you see that's definitely close to 13 feet tall. is a huge bear, and you see it's got glowing green eyes,
Ooh,
and
that's
a wave of rot comes flowing off of it, and the stench through the air.
There's rot coming off of it.
Killian, throw your trail mix at it. Just throw it, go.
Trail mix is in me right now. It's part of my body.
I think the trail mix might be leaving you very rapidly at this point.
Just throw Killian at him. Go.
Hey, his role is the bait.
Oh God, not like this.
I don't know what this thing is, but it's bad news. I can tell that. It's a
I don't
bad
think-
news bear.
It is a bad news bear. It's not
This is a
supposed to have
bad
green
news
eyes.
bear.
Oh God.
What do we do?
Die?
We roll
Attack?
for initiative.
No, we attack.
We
What is it?
disengage. We disengage.
I will need initiative checks from you. Yes.
This is my surprise face.
Do you want us to click on our tokens first, Jonesy?
Yeah. Let's see if that works.
Okay.
Looks like it. Hey.
And it's just Dex and wits, right? It's just clicking the little initiative button in combat.
Yes.
All right.
The initiative button in combat.
Yeah,
On
there's
the
a
combat
combat tab.
Oh, it would help if I didn't go to Kennedy's.
Yes, you don't need to roll my initiative.
I got you. I got 11.
I'll take your roll.
I
Better than I did.
There we go.
Jonesy, it's not letting us resize our tokens. Do you want them to be one square sized?
Yeah, I'm just noticing that it's not a huge thing, but the map is just for general vague, so you guys have a vague idea where you know what it looks like.
Gotcha.
Because we're not broadcasting the map. We're just using it so you guys can roll tokens, how the rolls for like initiative and stuff.
That is an ugly looking bear.
You know what? I hope if I get eaten up, I taste like 5-hour gum.
Good for 5 minutes and then horrible after that.
Hey, we'll take any sponsor we can get. 5 gum, if you want to sponsor us. I'll die for it.
We'll take any sponsor we can get.
I'll die to be 5 gum.
I've never felt cheaper.
Someone please clip this. I'll send it.
But we'll have to clip out the part where everybody said it was bad gum.
No, it's fine.
We'll fill it with nice music.
And then just your voice going. 5 gum. I'd die for it. Laugh before we die. Oh my gosh, the bear got bigger.
That way
Oh
you-
no!
That way you have a rough idea how big the bear is compared to you.
He's so big.
That is
Yes.
literally the worst I could have rolled.
So that with that we do have initiatives rolled. So I'm just gonna try to sort you out right now. So it looks like Killian and Fia. What? Nope.
No.
Where is it?
No, Darren goes first.
Dr.
Darren-
Detective got a 15.
So I gotta get this sorted.
Daddy detective, you mean?
No, Dr. Detective. We're not that
Okay.
close for me to call him daddy.
Okay.
In any sense.
Okay then. Darren, we have a giant bear that seems to want to eat you.
Yeah, we sure do. Is it possible for me to charge forward and shift into Krynos form?
So yes, I am going to do a slight tweak. Normally, this is one of the tweaks I mentioned. Normally, you have to split dice pools to do multiple actions, such as moving and attacking. I'm actually going to let move be a free action, just because it speeds things up a little bit, makes it a little easier. Now, shifting would require you to make a roll, or you can spend a rage point and shift for free.
You know what? I'm gonna spend a rage point because this feels important.
Okay.
So that leaves me with 4 rage points.
So, just so you know, on your character sheet, you should have a top row of rage and a second row underneath of it. You see
Just
what
for my reference, where is that on the
That is-
sheet? Oh, I see. I found it.
Cool. So the top row is what's your permanent ranking. So you have a rage of 5 normally, right?
Yep.
So the row below it's where you'd mark that you spent one.
Cool.
So that way you don't lose track of what your default is.
That's
Now,
real handy, author of the character sheet.
Yeah, and the nice thing is, just so you know, you can actually end up with more than 5 rage. But the more rage you have, the easier it is for you to frenzy and lose control and do bad things. And just for curiosity's sake, for the audience at home, how much gnosis do you have?
I have 2 gnosis.
So you have more rage than gnosis, which means growing frenzy could lead to bad things for you.
Well, I did kill that guy the first time I shifted.
So, just so you know, just
do it, Derek. Bet it all on black.
So yes, with that, as your party looks over, as the pack looks over, you see your Arun quickly size up the bear, realizing that it's getting ready to charge and attack you, and proceeds to charge forward. And as he does, he shifts into Krynos form. One of the other tweak I'm making is for initiative orders. We're just going to go highest to lowest. We're not going to do normally. You declare. It goes lowest to highest, where everyone declares what they're going to do, and then they go down. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Like you, the fastest you person sees whatever can react to what other people are going to do, but for streaming it's a little bit more challenging because it slows things down a little bit. So,
me grog, me like big number go first.
So, I just wanted to point that out because I know there's going to be a couple of people who might be watching it, but that's not how initiative works. Well, yeah,
not normally.
But we're doing a lot of tweaks to make it a little bit more stream friendly. So
it's our show. Just love us.
Yeah. What would you like to do? You're next up.
Fia?
Oh, I thought that you were still doing things. I don't like.
I moved and shifted. Am I allowed to do something else?
Not unless you spend a rage or start splitting your dice pools.
Yeah, no, I'm okay. I shift. I turn into this instead of the little silver wolf. I shift into the big hulking rage monster and get between the bear and the party.
He looks like a giant bipedal wolf man straight out of The Howling or some horror movie like that.
I think I'm gonna stay in lupus form and I guess my options are but to attack, right?
Yeah, unless you want to do something else.
I don't know. I don't think I do. I think I want to attack. I like snarling at people, and that feels right. Is snarling a free movement or a free action?
Yeah. Okay. Yes, you can snarl for free.
Okay. Well,
the other thing is if you want to just kind of observe and if you want, I'll let you make a wits and occult roll to see if you can figure out what's up with the bear.
I would love to do that as I'm snarling.
Okay. So as you're making that roll, Killian, what are you going to be doing?
That's a big bear. That's a really big bear.
Yes, it is.
I'm gonna try to change into Krynos so I don't feel like as fragile as a small puppy.
Totally understandable. So, so to shift to Krynos, yeah, you have 2 options. You can spend a rage point and do it for free, or you can make a stamina primal urge roll.
I'm a gambler.
Difficulty 6.
Is my difficulty a 6 too?
Yes, yours would be a difficulty 6.
Okay.
What are you going to plan on doing anything else this round, or are you just going to assume Krynos form?
I'm going to assume Krynos form, and I'm going to reposition a little farther away just in case.
Okay.
Stamina, primal, urge. P is for primal. There it is.
I got 2 successes for my.
I think there's a macro for shapeshifting on your.
There we go. We got a 5 success side.
Cool. 5 successes. You shift instantaneously into Krynos form. What does your Krynos form look like?
probably knows my wolf forms are just skinnier than everybody else's. And I'm definitely a little bit taller than everybody else. My claws are not as sharp. And I still have my green beanie.
Sweet. I was hoping the green beanie was saying. So, with that, what did you get on your occult roll?
2.
2. Yes. So, the bear is definitely infected by the worm. 2 successes. Possible. I'll give you a couple of possibilities of what's going on. It could have either been poisoned, like getting into some toxic waste or something like that, and become corrupted, and that's is physically poisoned, or it might be infected by a bane, which is a corrupted spirit, which would be viewable from the Umbra, which is the spirit reflection of our world.
How does everyone feel about going to the Umbra real quick?
Is the bear there?
I don't know.
Well, you
It's-
you go there and you let me know.
Okay. Can I talk to you from the other side?
No.
Nope.
How does everyone feel about me going to the Umbra for a hot second?
Go crazy.
So with that, the bear is going to go.
Yeah.
It has
Oh
a
God.
big giant Getafenris right in front of its face, and
Yeah.
it wants to lash out in anger and rage, and so it will attack you.
What's my
It is
snow
going
any
to-
different?
I'll be okay.
Goodbye.
He wouldn't kill me on the first episode, right? He paid for art.
Actually, I did. Side note, if anyone cares, we do have the artist linked in the bottom of our Twitch page. He's a really awesome guy. Did lots of really cool art for us. So, and I'm going to cheat and actually use physical dice because I like to be sneaky and not let my players see what I roll. And Roll20 does not let me do that normally. So, my bear is going to attack. Is going to claw at the giant guru in front of it. And it does manage to succeeds to hit you. As it lunges forward and just rakes down with its right arm, just clawing at you. I do need a soak roll from you, and this is going to be lethal damage.
Oh, okay. All right.
So
Is there a difficulty associated with lethal damage? It
Uh,
says 6 on the combat sheet. I don't know if it needs to go up and down or not.
Yes. So he is going to do. Let's see what does the damage the bear does. Sweet.
You got it there.
Difficulty is going to be 6. It's going to be normal difficulty for this one.
Awesome. Here we go.
Yeah.
2 successes.
Sweet. So with that, the bear, like I said, slashes with its right arm, comes slashing down as you kind of arc back, trying to avoid the claw. Don't quite make it far enough back, so it does slash across your chest. But as it does, it doesn't go very deep, and you see the 3 little welt marks as it blood kind of wells up as it claws you for 1 point of lethal damage, which you know could be way worse if it actually had gotten a good solid hit on you.
I feel that. I feel that in my
sunk-
bones.
Sunk its claws into you.
How do I notate that on my sheet?
So on the combat sheet, you should have next to where you soak and everything else, there should be character to bruised, hurt, injured, wounded.
Mhm.
And so you just start at the top, and or you click on it multiple times, it will rotate through. So a slash is bruised, and X would be lethal.
Awesome. So
So-
just the black X?
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah. So now if you take a bruised, it would gonna push the stuff down. So bruises can upgrade to lethal. Lethal can upgrade to aggravated if you take enough of it, which is why you can cycle through those.
Hey, that's not so bad. It could be way, way worse.
It
So-
could have been way, way worse.
Yes. So with that, it is slashed at you. What is our illustrious Kennedy going to do?
Well, I don't much care for seeing this thing take a bite out or a slash out of my A rune. So I would like to spend a point of rage to change to Krynos.
Uh-huh.
Move behind it, and I'd like to spend a second point of rage for a second action to claw at the beastie.
Sweet. So spend your rage, and what does your Krynos form look like for everyone?
So Kennedy's Krynos form is her hair is still the same bright, vibrant red that her hair is, but it now fur. It is long. It is shaggy. It looks like it should have war paint painted on it, but it doesn't at the moment. But it's just this big, massive, shaggy, red furred beast. So. Not entirely unlike the Sasquatch from Alpha Flight.
Sweet. So, cool. So yes. So as Candy begins to sprint over towards the bear, quickly shifting size and shape, and reaching around and rolls behind the bear and lets loose.
Mm-hmm. And so I will slash at it with my claws, and I've clicked my character sheet to shift me over to Krynos, so I have the right attribute modifiers.
Sweet.
And I will get 5 successes with my claw attack to hit.
Sweet. That definitely hits.
All right. So I will roll damage. I have 4 extra successes. So that would be 6 aggravated damage.
Good God, what did my bear do to you?
It took a slash at my A rune. I don't appreciate that.
Thanks, Kennedy.
You said 6, right?
6.
So with that, you reach back with your claws and just let loose with a slashing rake as you strike the bear. I'm assuming letting out a howl when you do.
Oh, absolutely.
And as you do, you come away, your hand comes free with chunks of fur and blood and somewhat rotten smelling meat.
Ugh.
As you and you see some blood kind of start appearing in the back of the fur. Not a lot. And you definitely think that this hide was a lot tougher and the fur a lot denser than you were expecting it to be. But you do manage to do a little bit of damage to it.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting to take it down. Not in one hit.
So, with that, Darren, what would you like to do?
Well, I would like to join Kennedy in mauling this bear with my claws.
And if I'm not mistaken, this is the first time you've let loose with your Krynos form since you first shifted, right?
It sure is. And I got hurt, so I'm probably in a weird place emotionally.
I'm actually going to give you an extra. You're basically get a point of rage back for that.
Awesome.
Hey, Jonesy?
Yes.
From the claws.
Is it still the case in this system that you regain rage the first time you're wounded?
Depends on what triggers it and things like that. I mean,
okay.
Yeah, so things like the sign of the moon, side of the moon, especially your auspicious moon, can give you rage, things like that.
Right.
So,
is it 6 difficulty for my claw attack?
Yes.
Awesome. Here we go.
Yeah, that's going to be the default for claw unless I tell you otherwise.
1 whole success. I would like to spend that point of rage and attack again if I'm allowed to.
Certainly. Now you still hit, so you still get to roll damage.
Oh, okay.
You just don't get to do. So when you roll, as long as you when you attack, as long as you succeed on hitting, meaning you got one success, you've hit. Now, obviously, the better you hit is good because then those add to extra damage dice as well. So you're just going to do your base damage because you didn't get anything above. You only got one success. But as an example, if you got 5 successes, you would have gotten +4 to your damage roll if you got a better hit on them.
Gotcha. And I just click the aggravated button beside claw.
Yes.
5 aggravated damage.
Nice.
1 is a 10. I don't know if that matters.
Yeah. So there are ways to get it so that 10s explode and you can roll them again. You don't have that yet. So
One day I will make something explode.
You have to have
Um,
specializations.
So as the bear kind of pulls back its arm, like it's definitely looking at you to go and slash it again, you actually managed to just it's kind of do a half slash and then kind of jam your claws into the meat of its arm and just kind of pull as you pull out chunks of its flesh, and it roars in pain and anguish. Cool. Now you did spend a rage. You will get a second action, and I kind of fumbled that with Aaron. Everyone should go first, and then rage action should happen. So
I'm at the bottom of the initiative, so in my case, it ended up just being, since I was the only rage action, it worked out.
so yes. So we need to remind me if I forget. You have a rage action at the end of the round.
Gotcha. I will hold on to it.
Fia.
Yes. So can I just randomly step sideways? Because I still have that reflection thing in my bag get back. Or
You do have a yes. So you do have a fetish, which gives you bonuses for sidestepping. So I will need you to make a gnosis roll to sidestep. And for this, the Goblin out here is going to be 6, but your fetish actually gives you +2, lowers it by 2 for you.
Cool.
So, which is pretty stoked. So your difficulty is going to be 4 for you to step sideways here, and if you use the reflective surface of the fetish mirror that you have.
Yeah, obviously.
So,
how do you roll Gnosis? Do you just click on it, or?
Yep. So on your character sheet, you should have should just be able to click on the Gnosis button, label/button. Did you find it? It's on the advantages tab if it matters.
It does matter because that's where I thought it was, and I just didn't go down enough. Yeah. So 4 is pool. That's what pool mod is, or a 0 for pool mod.
What's your Gnosis normally?
3.
3. So for you, it's going to be a total of 3. You're not going to have any extra dice to roll.
Okay. Difficulty is 4. There we go. 3 successes.
Sweet. So with that, because you got 3 successes, you instantaneously step sideways. So as you do, so as you kind of look at you pull out the mirror real quick and look at it, and as you do, you see the little symbol carved onto it for Umbra. And as you step sideways, you kind of feel like you're stepping through a wall of webs and actually out here webs and thorns and briars. And as you do, it kind of parts way as you're standing in the spiritual reflection of the world as you see it. So in the Umbra, you see your pack mates. They seem to be bright and vibrant with color. You see the bear, and you see what appears to be a bane, a icky black squiddish like bane latched onto the back of the bear.
Cool. I'm just gonna ignore how weirded out I am by my pack mates there.
So yeah, they're showing their spiritual reflection, and you also see the spiritual reflection of the trees in the woods. So the trees are all kind of vibrant and bright, and the snow is kind of glowy white, and you see the bear itself looks like a kind of a lush brown with black threads of ink linking off this squiddish like bane through it as it's infecting the bane.
Interesting. Do I attack it? Do I know what to do with it? I guess is the question. Like, do I know what the... Interesting.
You know that banes are bad.
Okay.
And you know that they can, and in the spiritual world you can actually interact with them because Guru are part spirit, so you can interact with them and attack them and or defend them. Other spirits, as the case might be, you can interact with them. You cannot interact with your Guru packmates here because they're not on the Umbra.
Well,
you can't really interact with the bear either because it's not truly here. You're just seeing kind of like a mirror image of it.
I'm gonna attack it then. Can I do that now, or do I have to wait till my next?
You have to wait.
That's fine.
Since you're doing in times that you do rage, you can't spend gnosis, and when you spend gnosis, you can't use rage because they're kind of the yin and yang of that scenario.
Okay, that makes sense. I will wait here.
Killian, what would you like to do?
I'm freaking out right now, but I see everybody else trying to kill the bear. I'll jump on the bandwagon.
Okay, so you already are in Krynos form, so you can rush forward. And you just what are you gonna do? How are you gonna attack said bear?
I'm gonna try to bite his ankle.
Try to bite him? Sweet. So go ahead and make me a bite check, a bite attack. On the combat tab of your character sheet, there should be a section with brawling and clawing. Get a little tongue tied. And there should be a bite down there as an option.
I got 3 successes.
Sweet. So you did attack. You did hurt, do damage to it. You did hit. And so since you got 3, when you roll damage, it's going to ask you for a modifier. You add +2 to that.
Okay.
So there should be on that road that has the bite. If you scroll over, there should be a like lethal or aggravated or whatever the damage type is.
Gotcha.
You just click on that. It should let you know what the.
And then add 2.
And then it'll ask you the modifier. Yep.
I got 2.
And I'll check to see if he soaks any of that damage. So, what did you get for your damage?
I got 2 damage.
Cool. So with that, you go and bite at the bear, nipping at its leg and heel. As you do, you come away with a mouthful of fur. As you yank it out and pull it out, but you don't seem to really have gotten through its hide.
Can I burn a rage to try again?
Normally, you do have to declare you're going to be burning a rage when you make your. I'll allow it this time, but just as a FYI, when you're declaring your actions, you usually say, "Okay, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to spend a rage."
Okay, rage is proactive. Gotcha.
Yeah, but since this is our first combat and we're still getting used to it, and it's all new rules for most everyone, cool, no problem. So it's now the bear's go though.
I'm gonna do it again.
So yeah, you get an attack in a second. Rage actions go at the end of the round.
Okay.
So with that, the bear does get an attack. There are 3 of you. Who does he want to bite? You all look so tasty.
Bring it on, Smokey.
Do you say that in bear to him?
Apparently, that was all it needed to hear to go ahead and to want to attack you.
I don't think Darren speaks bear.
So, and that's not very good at all. And with that, yeah, he comes down with the force of his jaws are snapping at you, and you're pretty sure that would have tore through most of your upper arm and shoulder if it would have actually hit you. But he snaps close to where you were as you shift your shoulder back just in time as he misses you. Brings us to Kennedy. What would you like to do?
Well, I kind of like how we've got this thing harried on all the sides. So I think I'm going to continue to tap into my rage and spend another rage point for another action, but I'm going to claw at him in my regular action.
Cool. So go ahead and make that roll.
All right. We'll claw. Apparently I'm making a big ol' miss today. That's 0 successes.
Cool. So
Not a botch, but 0 successes.
Yeah, and botching is a little bit more difficult in 20th Ed. They made it a little bit more difficult to botch, which I'm really glad. It was a little too unbalanced in the earlier editions. So that's the end of the round. Now we did have rage actions. 3 of the 4 pack members spent a rage this turn. So first rage action from Darian. What would you like to do, Darren?
I'm gonna bite him.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna bite him. It's gonna be great. 4 successes.
Nice.
Okay, so roll damage, and you get +3 to that damage because you got a good solid hit on him.
10 aggravated damage. And 3 of them are 10s, if that matters.
You said 10, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And with that, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, with that, the bear drops.
Heck yeah.
Bear drops as so how does it what does that final bite look like?
Yeah, so Darren sees that his packmates are in some kind of trouble. The situation has gone. Fia has, gone off to some other place somewhere. And he summons all the strength he has to just get in real close, get up underneath the jugular, and just grab and rip everything he can out with his teeth.
So, awesome. And with that, you rip, and a spray of blood goes everywhere across the white snow. Snow is starting to come down heavier now. And with that, Fia, in the Umbra, you see a flash of red from your packmate. And as he pulls, you see bits of black and threaded of that bane get pulled loose and dissipate from that bane as the bear goes crashing to the snow. The bane seems like it's trying to unlatch itself from the corpse of the bane of the bear. If you would like, what would you like to do with the bane?
I'm gonna attack it.
Sweet.
I don't like that noise.
how are you going to attack it? Are you going to use claws or bite or something else?
I'm gonna claw it. I'm still not exactly comfortable with just putting random stuff in my mouth. I don't know what my my ability is to neutralize poison.
Cool. So go ahead and make me a attack roll, please. And I'm mainly doing this because she's kind of in the Umbra by herself, and you guys don't really know where she's at. So I'm assuming you guys won't.
Yeah.
He just dipped, and I thought I was the coward.
Can I attack with rage? Is that how you get aggravated? Is that how that works?
So your claws will automatically do aggravated damage.
Gotcha.
If you hit, which is the worst kind of damage.
Okay.
It's the hardest to resist and heal and stuff like that. You can also spend a rage point to do multiple attacks if you want. Now, just so the rest of you know, you did opt to spend rage. Since the bear did drop, you didn't actually spend that rage. You still have it. You didn't lose it.
Okay.
Yeah, nice.
I think I'm just gonna try without it. Yeah, I'm gonna go without, and then just do the claw.
Okay. Attack.
4 successes.
Sweet. So you did 4 successes. You definitely hit this bane. So go ahead and roll damage and add +4 to it. Sorry, +3 to it. So when I ask you for the modifier, it's gonna just put 3. And do you see how to roll damage on that sheet yet?
We,
And it's a little wonky.
I know we just did this. Oh, I just
So,
click on.
Click on the damage type. So on the roll that you rolled the attack on the far right side of that same column, same row, there should be a column that says like aggravated, lethal, whatever.
Oh, yeah. And then I it's 3, right?
Yeah, +3. Yep. Extra.
I remember this now. So I did 3 aggravated damage.
Sweet. So with that, this Bane is not very resilient, and you actually shred it, and as it does, it kind of dissipates into an inky black film, and just kind of dissipates throughout the area. In the real world, the bear has dropped. It's no longer glowing green, and there's a faint release of rot smell, and then kind of quickly dissipates.
Did anyone see where Thea went?
No.
Where did she go?
Hey!
I'm still raging.
I'm never coming back now.
Jillian, doesn't your phone still have the shiny thing to let us go to the spirit world?
Yeah, I mean, I could check that, but I ripped my clothes when I transformed since they weren't.
Well,
Those weren't my special
your
clothes.
normal clothes, the clothes that you came with, are still there when you shift back. If you shift back,
Oh, I thought about the winter coat that was given to me.
the extra winter coat is now in shreds. Yes, it's gone.
Yeah. So I'm not comfortable being cold right now.
you can change back into a furry form after you get your phone.
Okay, I'll try that. Let me try that. So let me freeze to death, and I'm gonna check my phone.
Okay. So you shift back in the Hamlet, and as you shift back in the Hamlet, your mundane clothes are there, along with your little messenger bag, with your phone in it.
I'll pull out my phone and pull up the shiny mirror app to try to step.
Yeah. So Killian has a nice little, cool little app given to him by the Glasswalkers. So as he pulls up his phone, there's a little Glasswalker app, and as he clicks it, the Umbra app, it actually makes a reflective surface. Are you gonna hold it out so that you can see it, or are you gonna hold it kind of more flat so everyone else in the group can see it as well?
I'll hold it flat out for everybody.
Good. So is everyone going to go, or is everyone staying, or is anyone staying?
Well, I'm certainly going because I'm worried about her.
Should somebody watch our backs, make sure nothing else goes in? Or is that not how it works, Kennedy? I'm sorry, I'm out of my depth here.
I mean,
Actually, Darren, not to sound brutal, but we got a whole bunch of bear meat. Maybe you can start hacking some of that up for our trip.
I don't think you want to eat that.
It's not rotten anymore.
I think it still is.
We'll find out.
All right. Well, Kennedy is definitely going to shift. And I don't have
You guys go ahead. I'll keep an eye here.
I don't have the fetish, so I guess my gauntlet is still 6.
Yes. So yeah, I'm not going to make you roll for it. You're not.
Okay.
You've got time, and you're not, and there's no time crunch. So
okay.
So with that, you step sideways. In the Umbra, you see the bright, vibrant green trees and the kind of almost glowy white snow, and you see the shadowy silhouettes of your packmates and the bear, along with your other packmate, Thea, standing over the body of the bear on this side of the Umbra.
Are you all right? You just kind of vanished on us.
Yeah, good. That thing. Do I know it was called Bane? I think I.
Yeah, they would have given you, to be a theurge, they would have given you kind of definitely a primer on Banes and spirits. So
Yeah, well, I I think I just saw my first Bane and I killed it. It
Looks
definitely.
like a dried out squid.
That's wonderful. So there was a bane on the bear.
Yes. Was being the operative word.
It makes me kind of sad that we killed the bear.
Does that mean that the bear would have been fine?
I don't know.
I imagine a real bear would have been kind of scared of a pack of wolves.
No, that's probably true. And I suppose if I think they can corrupt a thing even after you kill it. So killing the bane was a good thing, but maybe the bear would have been bad anyway.
I don't want to think about that, but at least the Bane can't go infect anything else.
Absolutely.
So,
Should we step back?
I'm gonna just like look around for a second because I feel like I get a little bit of a weird deja vu feeling in this place. But yeah, I guess so. I don't know what else there is to do here.
So with that, you step back across. Just so as you the players know, as you become more attuned as a pack, you can actually have one person opt as the pack leader and actually act as the person stepping sideways and pulling the entire pack with them.
Ooh,
If there's
nice.
if there's one member of the pack that seems to be more adept at doing that or is better at doing that, that's a nice handy tool.
It's me. I'm just kidding. Maybe.
It probably
Well,
will.
I mean, it's not unheard of. It's generally tends to fall on either the Theurge or the Philodox because they're the ones that deal mostly with spirits.
Ah,
And your pack doesn't have a Philodox, and Theurges are of the two are more of the spiritual ones.
cool.
And just like the Arun is the more of the I hit things.
It's my jam.
So as you proceed to all rejoin, you are near the dead formerly Bane infected bear.
The Daddy Bear.
Daddy bear, yes.
Daddy bear killed by daddy detective.
Oh no.
So with that, the snow is starting to come down pretty heavy, and it's as you look back, it's kind of whiting out and blacking out the area behind you, and before long, you're going to be you're pretty positive you're going to be knee deep in a blizzard.
I think maybe we should find shelter.
There are some down trees and stuff nearby, which you can try to use to make a makeshift shelter if you'd like.
Would we be safer in the spirit world? The Umbra?
You did see the storm was raging in the spirit side too.
Oh.
With
I'd rather
as
deal
much, if not more, intensity.
I think I'd rather deal with regular snow than spirit snow.
Yeah, spirit snow sounds like something you can only buy in Florida from Scarface.
Nobody asked you, Darren.
I could help make a shelter for us real quick. We can bed
Yeah.
down for the night and hope that we can get out of here.
Well,
Hopefully before those Wendigo show up.
I still didn't ask, but that's helpful. So,
I don't know much about building a shelter, but if I can help, happy to lend my claws.
no, let him do it. He wants to show off or whatever it is he's doing.
I want to turn back into my beast form so I'm warm.
Not a problem.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and dig up a shelter for us in my Krynos form since I'm still in Krynos form.
Dig.
Of course. Go ahead.
I'll try to lift some trees and like build something of a makeshift like lean-to.
Sure. Go ahead and make me a intelligence and survival check.
Ooh, I was hoping you'd say strength. Okay.
And as a reminder, you can also use willpower points.
Me want to make big hole, not good hole.
what would a willpower point grant me as a benefit?
Bonus success.
I will spend a willpower point for a bonus success.
Is anyone going to assist him?
I already offered to.
I refuse.
Kennedy, will you also
I'm cold.
make me a survival and intelligence check?
I can try.
Oh, I'm gonna get into my bag and put another hat on Killian's head. Give him back his hat.
Oh
Fuck.
my god, I feel so lucky now. I have gloves.
I contribute nothing. I have 0 successes.
Okay.
What was the difficulty again, Jonesy?
Difficulty's gonna. I'll be nice. It's gonna be 6.
All right, here we go. 1 success plus 1 success for my willpower, so 2 successes.
All you need
Double.
it. All you need it. So with that, you make a quick makeshift lean-to kind of burrow out enough room for the 4 of you to squeeze in. It'll probably be most comfortable if the 4 of you squeeze in lupus form as opposed to in hispos or any of the other forms.
Yeah.
But
Wait, so we're like dog pile cuddling down here?
if he pretty much made a makeshift den,
I mean,
wolf
I-
den.
I just don't want to be next to him, so you guys go in first. I'll go in last.
cuddle next to me.
You guys can all go in. I'll after they're in, can I pack some snow to try and conceal our shelter?
Sure, you can do that.
I am trained in subterfuge, if that helps.
So with that, after a rather long day of trudging through the, getting up way too early and trudging way too long through the snow and cold and wet, and dealing with a demon bear, you hunkered down to get a respite from the blizzard, the unseasonally strong and cold blizzard. And I believe that's where we should call it for the night.
We're gonna die in our sleep.
We are. We should put Killian in the middle though, since he's so scrawny and.
You
Bro,
three
I
can
was-
sleep together at the back of the den, and I'll sleep at the front near the.
I was
snuggle bed.
already in the middle. I ain't touching no dirt.
Me and Kennedy were just back there, and he's like, "No, I'm just gonna burrow right here, right in between. It's fine.
Like dogs do.
It's fine. Yeah,
Then
they
turn
do."
sideways.
My puppy does that every time my wife and I are on the couch. She's just like, I'm just gonna sit right between you two.
I mean, I have 4 cats, so I don't even know. I don't even know what my fiance really like feels like as a human. I just know what our cats feel like.
So with that, I think that's where we should call it for the evening. It's about that time, isn't it?
Yeah, it's almost 10 o'clock.
It is.
Wow, we did it. That's our first stream, guys.
Woohoo!
And we can read someone tonight. Jonesy, do you have anyone in mind that you would like to raid since you've had.
I think they're streaming. Can you check to see if saving throws?
Yeah.
Just
Is it Saving Throw Show? Is that
Yes.
the name of the.
Yes.
They are not live.
I do see that Near Dark Studios is doing Vampire. They're doing Chicago by Night.
sweet.
That would be
That's a good-
appropriate.
All right.
Bring in the Gru.
Guys, it's a crossover episode.
Yep. Who is logged in as our stream? Brayden, are you logged in?
Not me.
All right.
Not
Brayden's gonna raid.
All right.
Well,
so does that mean-
we should say thank you to everybody.
Yes.
Yes, thank you guys so much. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for gifting and being awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
You guys really blew us away.
Welcome. I'm touched and awesome. Thank you.
We're tickled magenta.
And if
we look
nobody's
forward-
doing anything tomorrow, we have another stream. It's a fantasy, urban fantasy superhero game. We'll be back here 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern time. So if that sounds interesting to anybody, we'll be back here.
Yeah. Also, since I know this is kind of foreign, but since Alex, I'm so used to hearing Alex's voice and then going, "Okay, bye," but Jonesy gets to do our official send-offs.
Yes.
Outro.
So a big thank you to all of our subscribers tonight and followers and watchers. Even if you didn't subscribe and you didn't follow, it's totally cool. We just thank you for joining us.
We still love
that
you.
means that means a lot to us. We do appreciate it. So as we did mention last, we do have another stream tomorrow night based on Alex's awesome Titan City Chronicles. He is our GM for that, using the Mutants and Mastermind system. And we'll be back here next Monday night to pick up with episode 2 of Born of Rage.